Former Argos security guard from London estate defeats African dictator to become president of Gambia. Adama Barrow is the unlikely victor in the Gambian presidential election. Dictator Yahya Jammeh vowed to rule his country for a billion years. The 51-year-old studied property management while he was in London. He worked as a security guard at Argos in North London's Holloway Road. He also lived in a crime-plagued housing estate in southeast London. A former Argos security guard who worked in the store on London's Holloway Road has been elected president of Gambia. Now the country's opposition leader, Adama Barrow, today said he was expecting a phone call from President Yahya Jammeh conceding defeat in Gambia's election. Barrow said he was still waiting for an official result from the Electoral Commission, but that his own count showed he had won the poll. Dictator Yahya Jammeh vowed to rule his country for a billion years, but has now been toppled by his unlikely rival. Jammeh, a friend of Libya's late Colonel Gaddafi, ruled the West African state of Gambia through a bizarre personality cult of witchcraft and brutality. He claimed to have invented his own herbal HIV cure, and was once accused of force-feeding hallucinogenic potions to an entire village of people he thought had bewitched his aunt. The man who styled himself Excellency Sheikh Professor Dr. President has been defeated by Mr. Barrow, who spent his early years tackling shoplifters at the Argos store. Now a successful estate agent in his home country, the quietly spoken Mr. Barrow was one of the few Gambians brave enough to take Mr. Jammeh in the contest. Mr. Barrow's victory comes despite Mr. Jammeh's ministers making fun of him over his days doing low-level security work in London. At a pro-government rally ahead of the elections, Sheriff Bojang, the Gambian information minister, told the crowd sarcastically, "We have heard that Mr. Barrow worked as a security guard in, what is it? This shop called Argos in Britain?" Lamin Cham, Mr. Barrow's spokesman, said that the opposition leader would go to State House in the capital, Banjul, to be officially declared victor at 5 p.m. today. "It's game over," he told the Mail Online. Like Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe, Mr. Jammeh describes any criticism of him by Western governments as neo-colonial lecturing. He is particularly scathing of Britain, and at a recent campaign rally attended by the Mail Online, declared that Britain had done nothing for Gambia during 400 years of colonialism. His claims were dismissed as posturing by Mr. Barrow, who said that he owed his career success to his tough years in Britain, where he lived and studied property management between 1998 and 2002. During that time he paid his rent with security jobs in offices, music festivals and high-street stores, once tackling a shoplifter at Argos who was jailed for 6 months. He also lived on a crime-plagued housing estate in Kidbrooke in southeast London, which has since been demolished. "My time in Britain taught me the importance of working hard and good timekeeping, and both those things helped me a lot when I went back home," said Mr. Barrow, 51.